Welcome back to the Youth Academy series, guys. Hopefully you're having a very good weekend. If you are, drop the video a like as ever. It'd be great if we could hit over 1,000 again. Very nearly didn't hit it yesterday, so please do make sure you continue to hit the thumbs up button because it really does help push the content to new people and bring in new viewers to the channel, which has been great recently. We've had a little bit of a surge in subscribers, which is fantastic. Welcome to those of you that are new. We crack on today with the month of January. We're in the January transfer window. Obviously, with this being a Youth Academy series, not really looking to buy anyone at this stage. There isn't really any regens from other sides that are worth buying at the moment. But our side is going from strength to strength, and by popular demand, Damian Tudor is back in the starting lineup alongside Salem. You can see how high rated the side is getting now. Still that one key area at centre-back, maybe the wing-backs as well, looking like they're lacking slightly. But hopefully Campbell and Prince will grow quite considerably throughout the rest of the season. And fingers crossed we'll find a Jenkins replacement in the not too distant future either. We've got new central midfielder Costa on the bench now alongside McMullen. Could probably do with another winger maybe. Probably do with another winger, but we'll wait and see how people continue to grow. There are a couple of players in the youth system that have great potential, most notably Gabriel Mason, he's English, Gabriel. 85 to 94 potential for him. Has a little bit of acceleration and some sprint speed that we're training. We are moving him to a left mid, so hopefully he might well be the extra winger we're looking for. A couple of the other guys not really looking like they're going to be that spectacular at this stage, but we'll wait and see how they grow and develop. We can, of course, perhaps call a couple of them up and send them out on loan next season, but I'm not looking to bring them up this year. We've just 4 straight simple games today. Orient away, Harrogate at home, Grimsby away, which will be the sim, and Stevenage at home. So without any further ado, after the 0-0 draw against Morecambe last time out, we do find ourselves top of the table, although only by a point from 2 sides, one of which we play today. Stevenage and Rochdale have a game in hand, but for the time being, we're top, and if we win against Leyton Orient here, then we will stay top. Can Tudor make an impact coming back to the side? Let's go and find out. Down the line nicely to Prince and inside to Tudor. Looking to have that immediate impact. Salem is on his own in the middle and it's a gorgeous ball and the header is terrible. He may well hold his head in his hands there, Sama Salem. He's the league's top goal scorer so far with 20 to his name in our 30 games. But that was not one of his finest moments. Excellent ball by Bull to find him at the back post and great movement by Salem to make himself free in the first place to receive the cross. Just needs to do a slightly bit better with the next opportunity with his head. To be fair, we don't really have anybody that excels aerially at the moment other than Pumphrey at the back. So we have to wait for set pieces to get him involved. But oh, look at the run from the right back. Campbell is itching to get forward, really wanting to take this one by the horns and go for it right from the off to start this one off. Tudor could be on the end of this. He unfortunately isn't as Ling gets something on it. The keeper's chased after it here, Viserut, and he had to make sure he played the right pass, which thankfully for his teammates he did. Now they might be in at the other end actually. Maguire drew onside, man free at the back post if he can find him. Oh, he's done me with a drop of the shoulder. Has the man free on the edge of the box, and Montero da Costa does well to make the save. Well, this is getting a bit end-to-end already. Game stretched after 14 minutes. Chances at both ends. Away by Tudor. Brought down by Cipriano. Sotriu trying to shake off the attentions of Joel Campbell. I think it's Joel, isn't it? Oh, it was Joel. Actually, Joel Campbell might be the old Arsenal winger. I think it might be Jack Campbell, our right back. Bloody Joel Campbell, the Costa Rican. Yikes. Sotriu trying to find some space. Doing really well. Nice tackle by Rupa, though. And we have the ball back. And now we'll go on the counter-attack going the other way. And this surely should end in a goal now with Salim in behind. Turn, find the pass. Tudor! Tudor! You wanted him back! He is back and on the score sheet as well. 21 minutes played. 1-0. Forward into Al Hope. Mulholland is square of me. Squeeze it through there. Mulholland's growing quite nicely now, actually. I can't say as I overly enjoy playing with him, but he's up to 73 rated now, and he's certainly at a top end of League One, lower end of the Championship level ratings-wise. Similarly, Lucas Bull. But we've had no interest in Mulholland or Lucas Bull so far in January. Mulholland is definitely a player I'd consider letting go as well to look to replace with with someone new. Obviously, Lucas Bull, we want to stay for the entire series if we can. Players like Bull and Salem will certainly be with us for the entirety of the save. That's obviously the plan with this Youth Academy style save, is to create storylines like that of players from bottom to top. Similarly to those that have been created by Leicester City this weekend, winning the FA Cup with Wes Morgan and Kasper Schmeichel lifting the trophy, the two that won League One with Leicester City however many years ago, and they've been at the club ever since and just raised their game depending on the platform that they're playing at. That's the sort of story we're trying to create here at Barrow, and hopefully, given another 4 or 5 seasons, and extra growth and more new players coming in, we will achieve the heights that Leicester City have in recent times. Mulholland out to Pope, forward looking for Samer Salim. Obviously Leicester were up at Premier League level before they ended up dropping back down to League One, whereas we're starting at the bottom, having never been higher up. But still, the aim is there to replicate what they've done. I tried to find Pope, but I think he was just offside. We'll hold our 1-0 lead till half-time, but that's the aim, I guess, is to try and replicate Leicester. Go from the bottom to the top and win as much as possible. They've won the FA Cup. They've won the Premier League now since being in League One in quite relative recent terms. That's the dream. Short to Dayton. Orient have had a lot of the ball, as you can see from the stats there, but only 1 shot on target each so far. How's going in? Theirs being saved. Surely with that amount of possession, it's only a matter of time before they create more obvious opportunities. Just had to delay Johnson there because he had that option running in the middle that certainly would have scored if he found him first time. Sotru will work that into Cisse. Looks like an absolute tower of a man in the middle. Cisse to Dayton. No, Maguire. I thought I'd got there with a defender. I thought I'd got there with a goalkeeper. But no, Maguire Drew finds that far top corner. Be a good angle for a replay here just to see how close we got. Excellent movement though. You see him backing away there. So very nearly got there with Prince. Lunging across. And if anything, lunged too far. Keeper actually nowhere near it. It's a good finish from Maguire Drew. And Orient do have the goal to show for all of their possession. His 8th goal of the season there for Leyton Orient. But we have better goal scorers. So let's go score some better goals. Mulholland forward to Salim. And short to Alho. Mulholland, yeah, they talk about patience in commentary. Patience is what we're going to need to show. As he rushes a shot and puts it over the top of the bar. It's a nice turn by Tudor. Great first touch. Wasn't far away at all. And if that buries itself in the top corner, then you guys are absolutely loving life. Been getting a little bit of stick in the comments for continually playing Chisholm, but I felt like he was doing enough. I was just kind of trying to create some sort of storyline for the save with the whole Tudor-Chisholm battle. But now Tudor is back on the score sheet and nearly scoring multiple goals. Hopefully he does by the end of today's episode. Mason Mount has gone to Bayern Munich in this January transfer window. We'll have a look through the other transfers when the time comes at the end of the episode. Once the transfer deadline day is done and dusted. But for now, this fixture isn't done and dusted, so I'm going to concentrate and get myself a second goal if you don't mind. Shabani. Back to Cisse. He's got runners all around, one of which is free on this far side in Sotriu. Nicely played, a little 1-2, spinning well. Cipriano, this is going to be 2-1, and it is swept home by Cisse from close range. Leyton Orient have completely turned it around. They find themselves 2-1 in front here with not long left to go. Good movement by Cisse, shakes off the defender, and then it's just a simple through ball. Keeper's come flying out, but can't get there. 2 changes for me. McVeigh on the right-hand side, and Costa's come off the bench to make his debut here. On for Rupa Alho, who just was running low on stamina, really. Neither midfield player in the central area really excelled in this game so far. I could really do with someone excelling in the final few moments. I'm going to look for Lucas Bull here. He's found well. I'm going to pull this back. Salem, in front of Mulholland. Look for McVeigh, who's spun brilliantly, but now doesn't have the angle for the shot. Just need to make sure I keep hold of possession more so than anything else. Campbell will look for Mulholland, who spun nicely, lays it into Costa. Who can't find Salem. Despite having the league's top goal scorer, He's been quiet today, and we look like we're going to lose. 2 minutes added on, but if anything, it's going to be another Leyton Orient goal in those 2 minutes rather than a Barrow one. I'm going to have to get this forward quickly. And Cissé's in the way, and that's a 2-1 Leyton Orient win. We went in front early doors away from home down in North London, but unfortunately, it's to be no points on the motorway back north with us. Leyton Orient in a very tight game, dominated the ball, and as such, kept us quiet. Able to do one on us by turning it around from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And presumably, we are not top anymore, which we indeed are not. But it's not Rochdale that have overtaken us. They've drawn on that match day. Stevenage have won. A side that we play, as we mentioned, later on in the episode. They talked about the financial situation in the club. I'm not going to make a profit margin of 13.5 million without selling bull. And I ain't selling bull. Right, development. Alho's completed his training as a ball-winning midfielder, so we shall start to grow him elsewhere as well if we can. Try and improve some more stats. Box to box. Going to improve his finishing and his physical acceleration. Pace stats. Passing stats don't really need it. Dribbling stats could probably do with a bit of a boost. So let's go for that then. Central midfield for 19 weeks. And then Mason, as we mentioned earlier, is now going to be moved to left mid, where he's a 63 rated player, which is great. Right, I want that sprint speed to increase, and I want his passing stats to increase. Inverted wide midfielder, it is. He already has. Or is it that? No, I want the short passing to go up. Balance and dribbling too. His agility is already pretty tasty, as is his ball control. That's the one for him. 4 weeks, and we'll have him growing yet further. And he might even find himself... In fact, he probably is going to find himself in the first team squad now. Let's call you up, sir. Mr. Mason, with the potential to get very, very high indeed. He's certainly going to be the backup go-to call now in midfield. Unfortunately for McNeil, it means he drops to the bench, but Mason now my probable go-to option over McVeigh as well. Already has the 5-star weak foot, so can play on the right too. The squad's improving yet further. We just need to make sure we stay in at least these top 3 spots to get ourselves into League One next year. And a bid for McVeigh now. Not yet. Not yet. But maybe in the not too distant future, maybe in the summer, we will think about selling him. Right, up next for us was Harrogate Town. Into Alho. Ball's on the run. Tudor is here. Salem through the gap. Needed ball to keep that run going, really. Not to receive the ball first time, but definitely second. Pope will look for Mulholland. A bit of space on the edge. It's on target. It's not on target. It's just wide of that right-hand post. Struck well. Thankfully managed to avoid the shot block from the approaching Harrogate captain, but couldn't find that right bottom corner. Very nearly another early goal. Through to Salem. We're going to just scored against Wimbledon, which doesn't help us because we're going to aside chasing promotion. Pope will deliver this. Bring it down and bury it, please. Oh, yes! That's how you take a lead. Our first shot on target, and well, his left foot is his stronger foot. And that was the one that pulled the shot wide a moment ago. Excellent pick out from Pope with the cross to find the man free on the edge of the box. And take a touch. And before the ball had hit the ground, smacked home. Nearly knocked out Lucas Bull. Did it hit the ground? No, it definitely didn't. Whoa! So very nearly wiping out a teammate. Instead, nearly wiping out the goal net. We lead by 1-0. Captain Fantastic has himself his first goal of the season this year. What a way to get it. I can't close him down. Wimbledon take the lead against Wigan again, which is fantastic. Thank you, lads. Appreciate that. Any points taken off opponents is great news for us at the moment. Hoping that Rochdale and Stevenage drop points on this match day as well to keep up our title challenge. Our top 3 automatic promotion challenge is certainly going to be good enough for the rest of the entire season, you would have thought. It's whether or not we can actually get that first place. Go on, Tudor. Keep that run going. Salem will feed you. Knock it long. Race onto it. I can't remember if he's got a 5-star right foot or not, so we'll dip on the left. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Damian. Pal. You are left-footed, right? Don't tell me I'm wrong. Left foot, 5-star weak foot. So maybe I should be shooting on that right foot. Oh, Christ. 71 finishing. Even that seems a little bit ambitious. That was pretty terrible. To Salem. Pope on the run. Nice ball by Salem. That around the back. We'll look for Tudor. He can't quite get there. Williams does well. That should, I was going to say, go out of play, but it hasn't. Pope will look for Tudor again. Left foot this time. That's much better, but it's still not good enough. So, Tudor could have had a hat-trick in this game already. That was well bent, but, oh, it's just not quite enough for him. He's definitely having chances, though. It's not long before Tudor starts scoring a hatful at this rate. Still, though, just the 1-0. I can't help but feel like we're probably going to need more than one to see Harrogate off. But, with the way that we've been playing, it's not long before that second goal comes. Ball back. Salim spin. Salim can't score. Tudor was onside. But the keeper saves. 1-0 at half-time. Francis. Salim's dropped back defensively just to get involved. Still only one. And I'm never comfortable with a single goal lead. Oof. Needed to make that interception. Forward quickly. Samez thinking about making a move. Griezmann is now at Spurs. Ball. I'm not going to be able to whip it to anyone short. Allo. Oh, he's took a deflection. Okay, fair enough, Rupert. I'll let you off. He's had more efforts on goal in this one game, Rupert, than I think he has. Did it take a deflection? I don't know. Has it actually touched anyone? There might have been a pixel of the guy's hand. He's had barely any chances on goal all season, Rupert, and now he's had like 4 in one game and gotten on the score sheet. Pope will get to that first. He's got great agility, Pope. Into Tudor. He can't hit the target to save his life at the moment, can he, Damian? He's had chance after chance on that left foot. He sliced that one wide. Come on, lad. Wimbledon have made it 3. That's huge for us. Alho has won it back in the middle. That could be huge for us too. We'll look for Salim. He's excellently taken it in his stride. I could square it to Tudor. I shouldn't need to. I don't. Sama Salim with his 21st goal of the season. It's Barrow 2, Harrogate 0, and now, finally, we've put them out of sight. Quickly from Bull. Oh, I tried to rush it. I tried to catch him on a quick counter. It's not worked. It might cost me a goal at the other end. Leasley, Muldoon trying to get it off him. Not Muldoon, Mulholland. Muldoon plays for them. Oh, Kirby well intercepted by Pumphrey, but caught by Leasley as he tried to just find some space. Intercepted again here, Pumphrey, and now we'll just lift it forward to Salim and ensure it reaches him, which it does. Pope available on this right-hand side. Racing. Not rapidly, but racing nonetheless. Inside. It's Rupert again. Go on, son! He's got another! It's the captain's day. It's been all about him in this game. Wow. It's not part of his game. Really, ever. But he scored 2 brilliant goals now. Scored a cracker in the first half. And that, finally, his left foot's gone through one and it's gone on target. A couple of times this season, they've been saved. Oh, you wait forever for a bus, and 2 come along at once. Rupert Alho with a brace. We have a 3-0 lead now against Harrogate. And as it should be, we're going to get a comfortable 3 points in the end. Great ball forward into Martin, and over the top looking for Muldoon, but that'll go out of play. It won't go out of play. He's kept it in, but the whistle's gone nonetheless. A 3-0 win, back to winning ways, and hopefully back to the top of the table. It depends how Stevenage have done on this particular Saturday. Definitely dominated Harrogate there, and Stevenage have won, unfortunately, as have Rochdale. So they'll keep up pace with us in the top 3. We're not really pulling away from Colchester or Walsall or Wigan either. If they win all of their games in hand, we're going to be on 51, Walsall 52. It's very, very tight for these top 3 automatic promotion spots. Exeter, they're on 45. If they win, they're up to 48 and only really 5 behind us. Certainly a 6-way fight at the very least if they all win their games in hand for the title, let alone the top 3. Right, up next for us was, I think, the simulator game against Grimsby, but I'm going to make sure that the team is fit, trained and ready and raring to go by the time we get there. As we've approached the game away from home against Grimsby, you can see that everybody's played that game in hand now. So Rochdale have won it and gone top of the table on 56 points, although our goal difference is still superior to those. So if we do turn that around, points tally-wise, we will be above them on goal difference. Similarly, if we catch Stevenage, we'll be above them. We have actually the best goal difference in the entire league, so we're looking very good on that front. We just need to make sure we put the results together, all told. Colchester up to 51, Walsall up to 50, Wigan on 48. So it's still effectively a top 6 fight for that. I mean, you could probably count Exeter and Forest Green and Northampton. Maybe Leyton Orient if they go on a bit of a strong run. Although it's 9 points from Orient up to Barrow. I'm not sure. Down the bottom, though, Grimsby is sat in 20th with actually one of the better goal-scoring records down in the bottom few. But they have conceded quite a few goals as well. 8 wins and 15 defeats for them so far this season. Let's see if we can make it 16, shall we? Quick sim this, and hopefully back-to-back wins. Back-to-back wins. Salem with a brace. McVeigh, McMullen, and Chisholm on in the second half, but it's Salem that started from the very beginning that gives us the victory. Wigan win. I didn't glance quickly enough to see anybody else there, but we're up to second as Rochdale have won and Stevenage have drawn and dropped points. As we mentioned, we would go above Stevenage on goal difference. That has now happened. Fantastic. So, with them next, Stevenage, we could really state a sign of intent for this second spot, maybe even the first. Let's go and beat Stevenage now, if we can. Not going to be easy. And get ourselves that top spot if Rochdale can do us a favour and drop points as well. Newton into James Wilden. We used him in a road to glory with Cambridge United in previous years. That's a lovely touch by Connor Newton inside to Norris and a good save by Da Costa. That touch inside was outrageous, let's be honest. Excellent stuff from Connor Newton, and to deliver from the far side is Carter in the 10th minute. It's going to find their teammate as well. It's James Wilden who's headed over the bar and wide. Thank you very much for doing so. Your King Tudor, or your Tudor King, is back in up front. We'll try and get him a goal in this game if we can. He scored the first goal of the episode, and we could get him involved again here if we could just spin the defender. He's been very close to a hatful of goals in this episode so far. Look at the pace of Elliot List and the ability of Pumphrey to close that gap down and get a crucial tackle in. Love that. Love that from your defence. Tudor out wide to Bull. Who can't quite keep that in. Down the line to Campbell, who loves to get forward. Campbell from right back. Alho. It's meant for Bull. It'll find Tudor. Surely not Allo again. It's deflected out wide here to Pope. I'll cut it back looking for Mulholland. An early shot if we can. Win this, please, Samer. He hasn't quite been able to. We're putting the pressure on this Stevenage backline, but they're standing firm so far. Very strong defensively. Samer apparently picked up an injury there in that move. Get to that first! Your Tudor King on the score sheet again. Damian had a bit of an off day in the last game against Harrogate, but was good against... Who did we play in the first game? Who did we play in the first game? I can't remember. Brain fart. Was good in the first game. Excellent in this second game so far against Stevenage as well. And we have ourselves a 1-0 lead. Summer seemingly holding his shoulder there. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue for him. I will take him off just to lessen the risk of any further injury. But hopefully Salem should be okay and it won't keep him out for long. Who are we playing that for? Orient! It was Leyton Orient. There you go. Bloody hell. Pope inside to Mulholland and forward to Tudor. Chisholm very rarely gets the opportunity to play with Damian. If Salem is going to be injured for a little while, he's certainly going to need Damian to be a good partner for him. And he's on the score sheet again. Damian Tudor, Barrow 2, Stevenage 0. Of all the games to step up to the plate and properly start scoring again, this is a great one to choose. Mr. Tudor, thank you very much indeed. We have ourselves a brace for him and a 2-goal lead against a promotion rival, which is very important. Luke Norris. That little stop has worked really well there. Elliot List trying to rush the pass, though, and it hasn't worked. I tried to rush the clearance, and guess what? That hasn't worked either. Rochdale take a 1-0 lead against Scunthorpe, which is frustrating, considering this win may well have put us top if they'd lost that game. Certainly, if they draw it, it'll close the gap at least to first place. But we look like we're going to be extending the gap over those below us. At least maintaining it. Bull will stand this up and Tudor. That's what he did that ended up with him getting dropped in the first place. Evidently, he's not very good when he's got too much time to think about what he's trying to do, Damian Tudor. I did it last time as well with the press of the LT button. I've overrun that slightly. Can he still finish? Not quite. Under pressure from the defender, though, so we'll let him off on this occasion. The first mistake he made that saw him leave the starting lineup, and that mistake prior to that shot was where I've held LT and gone for a volley, and he just doesn't react well to that. I don't know whether it's a lack of agility, or just a lack of balance, I'm not sure. But clearly it's not his forte to finish in such a fashion, but it is his forte to finish. Oh! But he's not got a hat-trick yet. 2-0 at half-time. List down to Smith. Bobby Firmino has left Liverpool to go to Roma. About £50 million, supposedly. I'm surprised to see Bobby leave Liverpool. Stevenage, however, have pulled one back here. We need to concentrate on what's happening on this particular field of play rather than fields of play elsewhere. Barrow 2, Stevenage 1. They've worked their way back into the game. Again, good movement from a striker, from a forward player to work the space, and we haven't quite been able to deal with that. It's been a common theme in a lot of the games, a lot of the goals, sorry, we've been conceding in games this season. It's not necessarily been our lack of positioning, our lack of defensive ability in a tackle. It's been our lack of positioning and lack of defensive awareness to deal with the movement of opposition players. But that's kind of par for the course when it comes to playing with these lower rated players that aren't going to have a higher defensive awareness stat. They can't track the movement of strikers that well, and as such, forward players are going to find space in between defensive lines and are going to cause problems. Hopefully we have enough solutions for the problems that they're facing to ensure that we don't lose many games. Walsall have extended their lead, so actually against Northampton I think that's a bit of a promotion battle as well, or a playoff battle at the very least. But in this promotion battle we have our 2-goal advantage back again, and Lucas Ball makes it 3-1. Sorry Stevenage, not happening lads. We want the victory here, thank you. That's a nice ball over the top, looking for Danny Newton on this right hand side, but Prince deals with it well enough this time around. Newton's had him on strings for the majority of the game. I think I mistakenly called him Connor Newton earlier, Connor being a former Cambridge United player. It's Danny Newton, and Tudor will look for Chisholm here, and we could be adding a fourth. Oh, I knew as soon as it left his foot that we'd got the angle wrong there. 4-1 would certainly have sealed it out. 3-1, it maybe hangs in the balance, but you'd like to think, certainly I'd like to think, that 3-1 will be enough here to get the 3 points. As far as I'm aware, Rochdale are still 1-0 up against Scunthorpe as well, so to keep tabs on them at the top of the table, I kind of need 3 points. Carter, oh, he's hit that against Mulholland. Can we win that header? I don't know who won that header, but we've gotten to the loose ball first. Tudor into Chisholm to Mulholland and then out to Pope. With 10 minutes to go, Tudor is on a hat-trick, so look for him at the back post. It's actually Chisholm that it's found, and we have a fourth. Right, making another change then. Let's again take Allo off for Costa as we continue to try and give him some first-team football. He's grown to 67 as well since we started. And Mason will come on for Pope on the right-hand side. Pope getting a good assist there, but it's a good opportunity for Mason now to get some minutes. And we'll try and get some more first-team football out of some more youngsters. Chisholm off the bench, though, proving that he is going to be able to be relied upon if Salem is out injured for any period of time. Obviously, we hope that Salem is going to be fit and able to continue on in a week's time. Got a bit of a break between games still, so it's not that busy a fixture list for the rest of the season now. But obviously, if we lose our top goal scorer for any considerable period of time, our automatic promotion hopes will certainly take a massive hit. Mulholland will look out wide for Mason, who's on his bike and off. Young Mason driving forward well. He's already got the blue boots that we are going to be assigning to midfield players. Pull that back there to Costa, and he could have a go. Oh, can he? Hell! Jeeps, what a strike. Keeper makes a very good stop, but he needed to. I'll be honest, I think that's the first time I shot with Costa, and if he's going to be that good, I think I might be shooting with him a little bit more often. Ball with the delivery here, always, as ever, looking for Pumphrey off the bar. Prince, can he get there? No. Prosser with the header, looking to really add some gloss to the tie with a 5th goal if we can. Again, Pumphrey could be underneath this. It's going to fall free. Campbell will pick it up. Chisholm is there, out of his feet. Shot well blocked, but that's game. That's a 4-1 win against Stevenage. Always nice to beat a rival of Cambridge United in any given save. It's a promotion rival here for Barrow, but if we continue to get the results the way that we have done, and certainly beat other players, other teams around us the way that we've won that one, then they won't be promotion rivals for long. Rochdale, I think, did get their win. Indeed, they do. We've had a transfer bid for Salem. They've offered me a player swap. Elvis Saric, 72 rated centre mid, plus plus £680,000. Nuh-uh. And thankfully, no message about a potential injury either. So that's great news, and Salin will be fit to continue on moving forward. Right, Vink has changed or completed his transition to a cam. Stays as a 58 rated player, but if we improve his dribbling, his shooting and his pace, then that should certainly hopefully improve his overall rating sooner rather than later. Right, transfer deadline day. Biggest deal so far, Antoine Griezmann from Barca to Tottenham. Gersons from Atalanta to Atletico Madrid. And as we saw in the previous game, Bobby Firmino has gone to Roma. We've had a monthly scan for this with the Dutch one. 74 to 94 potential is good, but I don't know. We'll give him another month. I'm really not sure there. See, 450 grand at 15 or 450 grand at 17. If we're going to pick anyone, it's going to be Max van der Berg, isn't it? I'll reject Giovanni, I'm afraid, for now. We'll give Van der Berg another month. The rest of these guys really not looking that good at all. So we'll give Max another 4 weeks or so and see if his window narrows slightly higher up. I don't expect too many bids for our players in this 10-hour window on January transfer deadline day, but we may get a little bit of interest. And we have had some interest. A bid from Mulholland. Whoa, 7.1 million. I didn't realise Mulholland was valued that highly. 6.5 total valuation, 7.1. Now, I have said previously that I'd be willing to let Mulholland go. And with Costa potentially coming through and looking decent, and McMullen as well, do I let Mulholland go? I could really improve the scouts with that money. And he's a player that I've said numerous times over recent episodes that he's a little bit invisible for me. I might try and make the most of this. We have players that could replace him, and he's not a player that I'm massively fond of. We could always go back for him in a later season if we feel like we need to. We'll keep tabs on him if he does leave, and we'll keep him in the transfer shortlist so we can keep an eye on how his overall may grow elsewhere. But I think that may be Mulholland out and gone to Sheffield United. Indeed, he is sold to the now Championship Sheffield United. Crew have bid for Gormley, but I'm going to reject that for now. Or rather send Gormley out on loan. McMullen into the starting lineup. I am sorely tempted to start Costa with how well that he did off the bench in the last game. And he is better at shooting and passing and defending. So, to be fair, I'm going to start Costa. I'm going to start Costa and try and get some growth out of him. Okay, that's changed the picture of our midfield slightly. But I don't think that it's going to be weakened too much. Other than the rating for simmed games, I think Costa's genuinely going to be just as good as Mulholland. You can see there and revealing or announcing the signing there. A loan to buy bid from Paris FC for Gardner. If we hadn't just sold Mulholland, I may well have negotiated that to a short-term loan, but we'll leave it as is for now. We'll keep him at the club. Transfer bid for Pumphrey from Başakşehir plus Carlos Ponk. 74 rated centre-back would be decent, but 72 at 19, Pumphrey stays. Thank you very much. It's not a massive bid. So let me go and add Mulholland to my transfer hub, and we will keep an eye on him over the next couple of seasons when we reach Premier League level, or maybe even just Championship level, and a matching Sheffield United for level, so to speak, for reputation. Then maybe we might bring him back again. But that will end transfer deadline day. There's not much other than that Mulholland deal done for us. U-Squad Monthly Report, which we'll have a look at in a moment. I will show you quickly the other transfer history from this window. And then obviously we'll have a quick look at the other two scout reports that will come back sooner rather than later. And actually, I'm going to improve on one of those scouts as well, if not multiple of them. So Mason Mount went to Bayern for 67.8. That was just outside of the window, just prior to it, but would have gone through in January. Strakosha's gone to Inter from Lazio. That happened late on deadline day. Jovic to Chelsea from Real Madrid. That happened just prior to transfer window as well. Montiel to Dortmund. That must have happened on deadline day as well. It did happen on deadline day as well. Koke to Leverkusen. Camara to Everton. Gersons to Atletico Madrid, as we saw. So a number of them happening late on transfer deadline day. Anything else from January or slightly prior? Pellegrini to Arsenal from Roma. Paco Alcacer has gone to Leipzig. Alan San-Maximan to Real Sociedad. So he's in Spain now. Tchouaméni to Valencia. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. Can't say as I know anything about him. You guys will have to let me know. Is he a kind of a go-to youngster that grows quite well or not? Valencia's certainly showing some interest. I'll just quickly sim this, and then we've got bottom of the table, or at least near the bottom of the table, Scunthorpe in the next game. Get those scout reports in before we get there, though. Good. Where are they? 20th. Chisholm wants to play. Bigger games coming up. Sorry, mate. Tudor's come back into the starting lineup at my audience's request, and he's playing very well. Right. We're not getting much luck, are we, in these ones? Right, I'm going to replace one of, if not multiple, of those scouts with my budget now. Scout report available. Does that mean he's... No, he's not finished. He's not finished his run, surely. Setting up scouting... Does it? Does it mean he's... No, he's just... They're just on the way. Right, let me... I can't just fire them. I'll recall them. I'll fire them both. And then we will improve in both of those areas for the rest of the season. Right. Tomorrow, then, we may well get ourselves top. Because, of course, on top of the games against lower-rated sides in the table, we also have one against Rochdale and Exeter, who are challenging in the playoffs. Salford and Wimbledon, too, are mid-table-ish, I think. Salford and Wimbledon. Yeah, Salford 12th, Wimbledon 14th. So, in fact, whilst we're actually here, why not just sim this game against Scunthorpe now, Ches, rather than waiting to do it tomorrow? A 3-0 win. 1 for Pope, 1 for Salem, 1 for Ball. Banging. That's 3 points for the occasion, 3 points for the weekend, and we'll head to the game against Exeter to begin tomorrow's game, and we're top! Rochdale drop points. Right, tomorrow is a real chance to state our claim. Rochdale haven't dropped points. We've played a game more. Bollocks. It's still a chance to state our claim for the title this season if we can. Salem firing us on our way. I'll see you next time.